There are multiple QR codes in Far Cry 6 that tease new projects outside of the Far Cry 6 world, and I think one is even hinting at a brand new game. So lots to unpack here. I got an early copy from Ubisoft, so it could already bring you a ton of Far Cry 6 content. A like on the video would of course really help me out. And let's go. Okay, let's start with the QR code we find on the K9000 Amigo that you get as part of the Season Pass. It's part of that Blood Dragon pack. And I'm, by the way, showcasing the other items in a video too, which might be up by the time you watch this. We'll then link to it at the end of this one. So going back to K9000, because if we grab a phone, a real phone of course, and then scan the belt around the neck of the Amigo, it will take us to a website which I will link to also in the video description. And here we see a text from Dolph Laserhawk, who is the lead in the upcoming Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix Netflix show that was announced some time back. And we got a description. It's namely set in a parallel universe to the game where widespread automation in the 1950s left the majority of the citizens without jobs. The world's biggest tech company, Eden, provides universal basic income, but also uses its power for mass surveillance and to exert control over the population. And we see Eden on the webpage as well. If you press start, so click, you go to a puzzle, and after completing that puzzle, it was not that hard because they help you when you got a piece in the right spot. Like then you unlock an exclusive artwork for the Netflix show. And then you also see Captain Laserhawk and his boyfriend Alex. So now you can download it and save it if you want. Pretty cool. Should be 6 episodes when the show airs. So could be fun to watch. Now moving on to a more widespread QR code in Far Cry 6, which you can already find early on in the game at an F&D base over here in Costa del Mar, but there are other locations too. It's on these boxes, and when scanning it, again with your real phone using a QR code scanner, you see this really short, creepy video. Let's have a look. Okay, that went by pretty fast, right? Let's watch it again, but then 50% the speed. Okay, pretty weird, right? It seems like some sort of broadcast. I'm getting Fallout vibes from this bullet guy at the start. And then we immediately see a map, which screams Far Cry 4 to me, thanks to the buildings and the colors. Another thing that immediately catches my eye are the 3 arrows, which I think are likely players. And that is interesting because Far Cry 6 and the other mainline games in the open world only have multiplayer for up to 2 players. So that immediately makes me think that this is something else. And then we see the animal coins pop up, likely indicating that in these areas on the map you find these particular animals. I think we see a bear, tigers, other predator animals, and also a moose, or like a deer-like animal. And these animals seem dangerous because we get a sort of zoom in on an animal attack, revealing that these animals also seem to be trained and have an armor. We see Sky Temple in the top right, likely the location where this kill happens. And Far Cry 4 is the only Far Cry I haven't finished. I think the Sky Temple is in the Valley of the Yetis DLC, right? But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Then a little later we see blood and skull coins on the map, likely indicating that players died in these locations. And then bam, we got the animated bullet guy again. I'm really getting game show vibes from this, that it's kind of like the Hunger Games, and that this was a broadcast for a viewer from the outside to see some highlights. Maybe I'm taking it too far, but I think they're hinting at some sort of Battle Royale Far Cry game where they are mixing worlds from the previous titles together. So now we see Far Cry 4 stuff, but we will also see like areas from the other games. They got one crazy map, and that next to other players, we also have to look out for aggressive animals in the world. And I think it makes sense because Ubisoft has been on a roll with these free-to-play titles for their biggest franchises. I've talked about it multiple times here on the channel. It really seems that every franchise is getting this treatment, and Ubisoft said it themselves as well. They're also announcing a new Ghost Recon project this week, which could totally be another free-to-play title. And with them not including PvP in Far Cry 6 because there's no arcade, maybe they want to release a PvP Hunger Games style game instead. Like, that's what I think is going to happen. There's also 1024 next to all these QR codes. Maybe that's hinting at an October 24th, 2021 reveal date. That is on a Sunday, so it makes it less likely, but it's still next to all these QR codes in the game, so maybe it means something. Again, let me know your input. I can't wait to read it. Drop it in the comments down below. Subscribe for way more Far Cry 6 content. Just getting started here, of course. I also, by the way, put up this like short video if you just want to watch it over and over again on the second channel, which I will link to also in the pinned comments. A like on the video would be awesome. You can check out another Far Cry 6 video by clicking on the screen, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.